Broadcast of NCAA Division III Women's Basketball Tournament on NK Telco Sports. Tonight's game features the Washington and Lee Generals. They'll take on the Wisconsin Oshkosh Titans. Tonight's game brought to you by Crown Equipment Corporation, NKT Productions, and NK Telco. The Washington and Lee Generals, 22-6 overall. Wisconsin Oshkosh, 19-8. The Titans of Wisconsin Oshkosh made the Elite Eight last year and lost most of their rotation. However, they began this season, they replaced it with players who had lots of limited playing time from a year ago and 7 freshmen. They play in a very strong and deep Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. 3 teams are in the tournament from Wisconsin schools: Whitewater, Eau Claire, and the Titans. And one thing going for the Titans, they play the 4th best strength of schedule in the country. They are shooting for 20 wins for a season. They've done it 9 straight campaigns, and they've been in the NCAA tournament appearance in a row. And last year they thought it was their most successful season in history, but this year they have topped it. Despite losing 4 seniors, they set the records for total wins, threes, blocks, and rebounds this year. And despite that, they have 5 first-year players in the rotation this season, and they accomplished their first regular season Old Dominion Athletic Conference title and second conference championship. And as we'll find out here tonight, this team has a tremendous post presence in a couple of their post players in Van Diver and Slicner, which we'll find out here in a moment. Right now here, first round of the NCAA Division III NCAA tournament. Going to have our from University Center is our game number 1. Coming up, a starting line: Clancy. They come into tonight's game 22-6 and 16-2 overall. As we said, 7 straight wins, 3rd NCAA appearance, and their 2nd straight here in the NCAA tournament. They average offensively 75.2 points per game, allowing 59.5 points per game. Officials for tonight's game: Kyle Potcutter, Sarah Burgess, and Nicole Fisher are officials for tonight's contest. Washington and Lee Generals. Number 10, Elka Preckle, out of Corvallis, Oregon. And for Wisconsin, Kate Hummel. And Hannah Malik, number 20 for the Generals, averaging 12.7 points per game. Number 3, a freshman, Sarah Hardwick, out of Green Bay, averaging 6.7 points per game. Number 23, a junior for the Generals, a 6-foot, Grace O'Connor, averaging 6.1 rebounds per game. And number 4, Jenna Jorgensen, a 5'9" senior. And number 33, Catherine Van Diver, senior for Washington and Lee. Van Diver averaging 7.7 points per game and 7.4 rebounds. And number 5, Ava Douglas. And number 50, Mary Slicner, 6'2" freshman. We'll hear a lot about her throughout the evening. And number 34, an all WIAC performer, Casey Vale, number 34, a junior at 6'1" for Wisconsin Oshkosh. Those are our lineups for tonight's 2 NCAA qualifying teams. Now let's take a look at our keys to the game tonight. First for the Washington Lee Generals, they want to continue that rebounding advantage that they have had over the course of the season. They rank number 4 in the country in rebound margin. Also, they'd like to eliminate any kind of sloppy backcourt play, and then also points in the paint. They need that edge here against the Titans. For Wisconsin Oshkosh, 19-8 under head coach Brad Fisher. Slow the beyond the arc game. Very good shooting Washington and Lee team from behind the arc. They've got to play some defense. They fired up 688 three-point field goals by Washington Lee this season, and then they've got to make it tough on the big freshman center Schleisner. And number 3, board work plus 14 margin has to disappear, as that's the advantage the Generals have had on the season. Those are our keys to the game, and we're underway here. And Washington and Lee will have the basketball. Schleisner with it out front. She'll get it back over to O'Connor. O'Connor gets it out front to Preckle. Washington and Lee clad in blue, white numbers, and black trim. And they'll go inside. It's going to be a foul. There'll be a turnover. So Generals will turn it over in their first trip down. So here come the Generals. Titans with the basketball. Douglas out front, goes to the left side. Inside they go. Vale shot no good. Rebound Schleisner. Up court quickly. The Generals. Schleisner will bring it up court. Just a freshman. Inside to Van Diver. Gets it back over to O'Connor. They'll turn it over. Up court quickly. Douglas. Ava Douglas back out front it goes. To Vale, they'll work the perimeter. Now they'll go inside to Vale. Vale will make the move, but took an extra step, and that's going to be a turnover. So at 8:48 to go here, first quarter of play on the John and Tony's Restaurant scoreboard. Washington and Lee with the basketball. Van Diver is going to lose it out of bounds, but it'll be tipped away there by Kate Hummel, and Washington and Lee will inbounds the basketball. 8:41 to go. NCAA Division III first round action from Ohio Northern. Shot a little bit short there by Van Diver. Douglas with the basketball. Over to the left side and Hummel. Hummel short jumper, no good, and Schleisner with the rebound. Schleisner will handle it. Gets it back out to Malik. She'll try the 3. Shot is good. And Hannah Malik, she'll connect with 8:07 to go. Here in the opening quarter, 34% from behind the arc. She connects, and it's 3-0 Washington Lee with the early lead. Baseline. Titans come away with nothing. Quickly up court goes Schleisner. She can really move as a 6'2" post player. Generals will turn it over. Jorgensen into the lane, back out. There's the shot by Vale, and we're tied at 3. Grace O'Connor will bring it up court. Inside, shot blocked. And Diver tried to move inside, and 7 minutes, 14 seconds to go.
And you know, it's kind of crazy too, because you get these shooters where they have that mentality of, yeah, we don't really care where the background is. We can work inside. We can do anything. You've seen back-to-back threes there, and Vale is the one you can't let get going in this game if you're on the other side, because she starts going, and then all of a sudden you look up and she's got 30.
Sophia Feigelson,
the 5'9" freshman for Washington Lee for the first time, and again, another young lady that you look up. She averages 7.5 a game, but is a much better shooter and a tenacious defender.
Outside shot, Douglas. It'll rim in and out. A rebound. Come down to Preckle up court. Slicner, running right-hander, pops in and out. Boy, she could really run the floor, Michael.
Rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, tournament player of the year. But I love that she's got, you talk about basketball smart, she had a 23 rebound game earlier this year, and she's pretty much whatever the team needs, she'll get you.
And Vale, I believe, went inside for the bucket. She's got all 5 of Wisconsin Oshkosh's points.
Which is funny because she only averages 10, but again, she can get it in a hurry. Nice move.
Slicner strong off the board. Rebound Douglas. Douglas racing up court. She'll pull it back out, goes back in.
That's about the most Bryn Serban move here at Northern I think I've seen. The OAC Player of the Year we'll see later on. But just that little look inside, little dive play, and she came right back out.
Hummel will go inside, and ball's going to be blocked out of bounds. And Grace O'Connor, number 23, will come back into the lineup.
Out of New Jersey. There's a lot of Jersey connections in these two games. Sarah Zimmerman with that foul, just a little too aggressive on that come through. What a big opportunity and a big weekend, though, for Northern here. To be able to host and to kind of be rewarded for what is going on this year.
Jump shot by Jorgensen. She'll connect. Oshkosh lead is at 4. Long range 3, and there it is, as Hannah Malik will connect.
I was going to say it was a 7-0 run since she hit the 3 to open, but she decided that she wasn't all about that life.
Slicner up court. Inside, shot doesn't fall, and Douglas once again gets the rebound.
Wasn't a bad look by Zimmerman. She just kind of rushed it a little bit. Douglas does a great job running the point. The senior at about 9 points a game. Got some information, too, during the year. It's always nice when you can network and you know some people. I got a buddy out in Wisconsin who saw Oshkosh play a couple of different times. And, you know, this is a team that lost some players from last year.
Got a break in the action, 4:51 to go, first quarter. Our score, Wisconsin Oshkosh 7, Washington and Lee 6. You are watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports. Division 3 first round action. Washington and Lee and Wisconsin Oshkosh make the trip to Ada, Ohio for a first round NCAA Division 3 game, and the early lead belongs to Oshkosh, 7-6.
Yeah, look at Oshkosh. Not the greatest year away. They went 6-4, but they've been 6-1 in their neutral site games, in their tournament games, and 19-8. It doesn't really show how good this team has been over the years. They're kind of a normal. They got 7 of the last 8 years that they've been to the championship game, Division 3, and the only one they missed, well, was, you know, COVID. It's pretty good.
Washington Lee will inbound the basketball. There's kind of a lot of parallels between these two teams when you look at last year, Michael, and you look at this year. These two teams really have similar experiences.
And you give it to the Generals, this is their best year in school history. They never won more than 20. This year they've got 22 wins.
And they have the basketball down on the floor. Almost turn it over. Three-pointer shot is an air ball. It's going to go out of bounds. And that's going to be Oshkosh basketball.
I kind of think the thing that's crazy, and you touched on it in the keys earlier on, was the three-point shooting for Oshkosh. 608 threes in 27 games.
That is a heck of a lot of threes, isn't it?
There are girls averaging about 7 or 8 three-point attempts individually, let alone what they're averaging as a team.
Inside shot no good by Hardwick. Rebound comes down to the Generals.
Didn't get a good look there though either.
Zimmerman. As the Generals try and set their offense.
Oshkosh does a good job of moving from elbow to elbow.
And the lane, O'Connor. Grace O'Connor.
As you say it, it goes the other way. So the first lead since 3-0.
Washington and Lee with a 1-point lead.
I know that doesn't work for Ava Douglas, but you got to like the aggressive take. She thought maybe she was going to have an ISO on the low block, but had it blocked by O'Connor.
O'Connor with the basketball inside and going to turn it over.
Yeah, she just kind of laughed about it. She said, "You think I traveled?" I love the subs, by the way. Hannah Malik, 5'6" junior in the sharpshooter. 209 threes with those bright purple shoes. It's a stark contrast to the white and blue jerseys that are on the floor right now.
Osterman with the basketball. Back up to Jorgensen. Wants to go inside. Off the glass. No good.
Schlusner with another rebound. She does such a good job. I mean, she doesn't have to shoot threes, gets her job done at the free throw line, does rebounding, is allowed to space the floor.
There's the steal. Good defensive effort there by Mallory Lindsay. Here come the Titans. Into the lane goes Osterman.
Yeah, she had that ball smacked away. And there you see Coach Fisher up. Are we sure there wasn't a foul there? Anybody? Bueller? So Kennedy Osterman out of Pewaukee, Wisconsin.
Jump shot no good by Lindsay.
Looked good. She, she might be the one to take our jobs one day. Because apparently she was a TV host in high school, Mallory Lindsay was. And she actually does some stuff at UW.
Schleisner. Turn around. Sweet move. Shot doesn't go.
Good pivot foot, though.
Osterman trying to get it up court to Forney.
Problem is, if that was a lead pass, it was a little too much sauce on it.
Back out front, Jenna Jorgensen. She'll connect.
Bottoms.
That puts the Titans back in the lead at 10-8.
I think she could possibly have a big day. It's her 43rd made three of the year. She's taken 141. And you see in the background there, just above the hoop in the shot we have, the head coach of Ohio Northern, Mark Gilsman.
Schleisner turnaround shot. She's going to travel on the play. A couple of substitutes into the lineup. Number 14, Quinn McGinnis for Washington and Lee. And Sophia Feigl, number 40, into the lineup.
Still more impressive shoes. Quinn McGinnis, the freshman. She's going with the SpongeBob-looking spring shoes. It's a different environment here for the tournament.
Move inside, shot no good by Hardwick.
She had the right move, just again, a little too hard. And you go to the new places in these tournament games and you have to try to figure that out in kind of a hurry.
They'll toss it inside to Schleisner, gets it back out to Preckle. Shot no good. Bounds long to Osterman.
Speaking of in a hurry, that's what that shot was.
Osterman into the lane. Schleisner with yet another rebound.
That's 7 already.
Into the lane, jump shot, no good.
I love reading about Hannah Malik, who's going to be at the free throw line here in a second, and you'll see her shoes as well. But I was reading a lot about her, one of the big scorers for this team. Kind of look at what she's done. Watch the replay as she gets the foul here in a second. She'll come down the lane and able to hit the floater. But, this is a young lady that has a free throw up and down. Led all of North Carolina in 4A in three-point shooting for 2 straight years in high school. She used to hold the season record at Washington and Lee until it was broken by one of her teammates this year. How do you think that conversation went?
But 70 made threes already on this season for her, so excellent free throw shooter too at 88% as we go into the final minute.
Old record because it was 75.
Lindsay into the lane. Ball's going to bounce off a defender back out front. Shot no good by Hardwick and a rebound.
It's kind of just enough here where you might be able to play for one good shot. Oh, never mind.
Pollock into the lane will hit it.
I'll take the more difficult shot for 1,000, please, and I'll knock it down.
Tough shot.
Pollock with 10 in the quarter.
That puts Washington and Lee into the lead at 12-10. Coming up on the final 10 seconds. Goes into the lane and Jorgensen.
There was a screen and roll there for a second.
Shot partially blocked as Osterman shot off target. That's going to end quarter number one. Our score, Washington and Lee 12, Wisconsin Oshkosh 10. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Whether you do business marketing, partner to career.
Those early stats and the numbers from Wisconsin Oshkosh will kind of frighten you. 4 out of 21 from the field and 2 out of 7 from behind the arc. 4 out of 21, only 19% for the Titans.
This game has pretty much gone international, by the way. I got a buddy tuning in on a ship in the Nile.
The Nile?
Yeah, the Nile outside of Aswan. He's been on a trip. He went to Cairo a couple days ago. Saw the pyramids.
It's a good thing to do this time of year.
He's rooting for Wisconsin. He's from that area. Nice play.
Shot no good. A rebound. Comes out to the Generals.
Ava Douglas thought she had an easy one, but Hannah Malik said, nah, I don't think so.
Slicner inside, double team. Shot's a little bit short.
I think it was
back out front for 3.
Fingertip on it on the way up, but she kind of came up from the midsection against 2 defenders.
Hummel with the basketball. Back over to Douglas inside the lane, in trouble, pushes it back out. Jorgensen inside, Vale, turnaround jumper, shot no good, off target.
Well, there's a 6'2" freshman with a pretty good reason why. She is everywhere right now. She's going to need a nap, I think, between games.
Malik with the basketball out front. Pull-up jumper. Shot doesn't go. Rebound to Hardwick.
It's kind of crazy how 2 players can have such a big impact. One on the offensive end and one on the defensive end for the Generals.
Douglas. Move inside, and Ava Douglas shows you how to do it. Now, what kind of step and move was that, Michael?
What would that be? The Oshkosh step?
Oshkosh step, that works. Slicner, turnaround.
So smart.
Goes for a rebound, and she'll go to the court, but she'll get some free throws out of that one.
That was one of those, it's going to end up on a highlight reel step earlier or later on, because she made such a great move to just step through. And now on the other side, Schlusner did the exact same thing.
Mary Slicner, a 6'2" freshman, will connect. Averages 14.1 points per game.
Amazingly, that's her first. Something a little bit about her. She was a 4-time state cross-country champ. Along with, she won 1 basketball title and then it was all conference in soccer and track. She was very busy, I would imagine, along with playing a high-level AAU.
Douglas brings it up court. Titans, they go inside. Short jumper, Jorgensen.
And it's almost off kind of a fake screen where they ran a cutter in front. She was able to follow along the trail, hit the jumper.
And a turnover in the backcourt.
That's the 3rd time that O'Connor has been hit for a travel. Coach Fisher's over there saying, hey, let's keep this up. Good switch. Again,
Hummel gets it back over. Shot no good as Jorgensen's shot goes long, and the rebound comes down to Feigelson.
Everything for the most part that Oshkosh is running on the offensive end, there's a counter for from the Generals.
Nice
seal.
Nice pass by Malik inside. Shot no good. Vandiver missed it up court quickly, and Oshkosh's Kate Hummel will score. And the Titans have a 2-point lead with 7 minutes to go here in the first half.
She's going to be a good one. There's a lot of folks looking for fouls.
Hardwick with the rebound, and up court come the Titans. Jorgensen, short jumper, shot no good.
Got her own rebound. Got her second rebound.
Puts it back up. And a rebound comes down to number 23, Grace O'Connor. Malik.
And Malik already with a full day's work. Averages 12.7. She's got 10 in the first quarter.
Outside shot no good by Malik, but it'll come down to the Generals. They'll go right back inside to Vandiver. Left-handed shot no good. Rebound Jorgensen. Douglas across the timeline. Surveys the situation. Pushes it to the corner.
I think you're about to see the Generals change the tempo here in a second.
Shot no good as Hardwick too strong with that one.
Washington Lee hasn't even brought in their best three-point shooter yet. She's sitting on the bench, or actually sitting right in front of us.
Feigelson gets it back over to O'Connor. Try to get it inside. Vandiver will push it out. It's going to be a turnover. Here comes Douglas. She'll take it in. Ava Douglas gives Wisconsin-Oshkosh a 4-point lead with 5.5 minutes to go here in the first half.
She's got 4 of their last 6. Hey, she just kind of saw the ball went off Grace O'Connor's fingertips and rolled away. And she just wanted it. She just said, it's my basketball.
Feigelson inside shot blocked by Vale, and she'll draw the foul as Catherine Vandiver tried to make the move, draws the foul. She'll go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws.
Here you see the replay on exactly how that happened. And I was just getting ready to say, too, that Casey Vale had done a really good job down low the last 3 possessions of not just giving up room for Vandiver to work.
Vandiver will connect on the free throw. 65% free throw shooter on the season.
She was busy in high school. 1,000 point as a junior. Also played field hockey, cross country, lacrosse and soccer. A lot of 4-sport athletes.
That's a lot of sports.
She had like 12 letters too, by the way. There were 4 or 5 girls I was reading about today that had 12 letters.
They go down low, get it back out for the 3, and there it is. Number 11, Allison Forney with the shot. Foul down low, and that's going to go against Douglas. And we've got a break in the action with 4:54 to go. Our score, Wisconsin-Oshkosh 21, Washington and Lee 15. You are watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it, and online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
4 minutes, 54 seconds to go in the first half, and Wisconsin-Oshkosh has a 6-point lead as you take a look into the Titans huddle and head coach Brad Fisher talking to his team. Titans up by 6, and improved a little bit upon their shooting, still only 6 out of 26 for tonight's contest.
Well, you know, Oshkosh had a problem there. You see the Ohio Northern ladies, champions of the OAC, and their return to the tournament. They will play in game number 2 coming up against Berea College. But UWO had a problem in their semifinals in the WIAC when they lost to Whitewater, a team that you probably don't mention too much around them because that's their rival. 19 of 53 from the field, 6 of 23 from three. It's kind of right now, it seems to be about picking your spots because they've got selective shots. They are just having to work extremely hard off their screens right now with the defense that Washington Lee is throwing at them.
Washington and Lee only 4 out of 19 also from the field. Perfect at the free throw line as
first free throw for Quinn McGinnis.
Quinn McGinnis. This is the second.
It's probably because of the rain outside.
Probably. It's coming down pretty good too.
So who brought the torrential downpour to Ada?
Out front, they look inside. Hardwick is going to try and make a move. Shot no good. Rebound from the backside by Forney. Shot no good, and Generals will scoot up court quickly.
Swisner again with a couple of blocks. Kind of a neat thing for Oshkosh. They have a young lady named Leah Porath who led their team last year. She's just signed to play in the Netherlands.
Inside move, Slicer made that look easy.
She said, take that to the Netherlands. I can't believe she's only got 4 with the impact that she's had on this ball game. She's already got 10 rebounds.
Douglas.
Ooh.
Inside, nice move. Ava Douglas, 5'5" senior.
She hit her with a stop and go. She's got 6 in the quarter.
Down court, and McGinnis will find the hoop.
Again, almost the same move on the other side.
And McGinnis will step to the line one more time.
McGinnis, who's from Columbia, New Jersey, was a 1,000-point scorer in high school. Her dad actually played football at Santa Clara University.
Connects on the free throw.
So they went from one post to the other.
McGinnis with 4 points. Douglas Hummel with it now. Out front. Number 4, that's Jorgensen, puts it up and in. Missed the first one, got her own rebound.
That was kind of one of those odd things that with the pressure, she shorted it off the bottom half of the rim, and it came right back to her. But a good performance for her with 9 already.
Got her average. Slicer off the glass. Quite a reaction by Washington and Lee coach Christine Clancy.
She just threw her hands up and said, that's fine, I don't care, it went in.
They go inside. There's the shot, Douglas. And she'll draw the foul, and Ava Douglas will step to the line.
That is the most ridiculous shot I think I've seen. And we've seen some good ones here this season because you'll see the replay here. Watch the throw through the hands. This leading to the foul. Yep, right there on the elbow.
Puts Ava Douglas at the free throw line. 83% free throw shooter. Olivia Argel will come into the game.
Out of Dodgeville.
Douglas with the free throw. Pops in and out.
This is a team that shoots an extremely high percentage at almost 74%.
Douglas, 1 shot.
2-point Wisconsin Oshkosh lead. Make it 3 on the made free throw.
They do a good job of getting balance in their scoring.
Slicer with it. That'll be tipped if it goes off of number 14, Quinn McGinnis.
I think that was a terrific job of defense. So Allison Forney just stuck her fingers up, kind of off the back of the hand, and it redirected to the point where it was never really seen that way.
With the basketball, Douglas goes right side, and Jorgensen looking inside, gets it back out to Argel. They'll move it around as they try to go inside. Douglas. Shot no good, or shot is good by Jenna Jorgensen. Number 4 with the made bucket.
Averages 9, she's got 11 in the first half.
Fadeaway jumper, off-balance shot, no good, and Jorgensen will come up with a rebound.
I guarantee that'll be a conversation shot later on.
Douglas out front, wants to go inside. Finds lots of company.
Hannah Malik just jumped. She's gonna try to jump. She assumed it was gonna be the up and under, and she just jumped and went up and landed on her back. Amazingly, it's only their second foul of the quarter. It's a physical, smart game on both sides.
Jorgensen shot no good. It's going to be out of bounds. That'll be Wisconsin Oshkosh basketball.
I think it kind of surprised Schuzner there.
Douglas inbounds it.
Everything ran the opposite way, just at the apex of it. Argo is a freshman playing in her 10th game, gets to the basket.
Argo connects.
It's a big one for her.
Lead goes to 7 points for the Titans. Slicner will kick it back out. Feigelson will bank it in.
Hey, they don't ask you how you did it. That's her 36th of the year.
First three of the game for Feigelson. Minute 30 to go here in the half.
Team that hits one of every three.
Hardwick. Jorgensen. Now Douglas. Douglas shot no good. Slicner will clear the rebound.
Look good from the angle. What's that, 12, 13 rebounds for her now?
She can run the court very well for 6'2" freshman. Shot no good. Rebound Jorgensen. Here comes Douglas.
I think that's going to be the thing that'll annoy people. That she's only a freshman. They got a good one.
Hardwick will go to the corner. Jorgensen directs the traffic. It comes back out to Forney. As they work it around. Forney for three. Shot no good. And Diver this time with a rebound.
It's 11 rebounds for Mary so far.
Malik out front. Inside Slicner. Shot clock at 18 seconds. 30 seconds to go in the half. Shot no good.
That's what I was talking about Forney earlier on. Good defense. Forced her underneath. She got caught under the basket. Forney said, that's fine, go ahead.
15 seconds to go.
Douglas is not happy.
And there'll be a player control foul away from the basketball. That'll go against Wisconsin Oshkosh. Goes against number 11, Allison Forney. That'll be her first.
Why?
3-point shot, no good from long range, and the Titans will fire one up at half court. Shot a little bit short. That's going to end our first half of basketball. Wisconsin Oshkosh 30, Washington and Lee 26. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Manufacture every
To 26. Let's take a look at the numbers of our first half. Couple things to pop off to me. Turnovers and the fact that Wisconsin Oshkosh really didn't shoot the ball all that well. In fact, neither team really shot the lights out of the ball.
No, but Jenna Jorgensen in 20 minutes for Oshkosh went 5 of 12, grabbed 7 rebounds, 11 points, and you kind of counter that on the other side with who I think you're going to have a big second half from, and Hannah Malik. with 10 points on 3 of 8 shooting. But Mary Slushner, 2 of 11 from the field for just 6 points. Remember, she's a double-digit scorer all in the year and one of the big impact makers at 14 a game. But she's got 12 rebounds, and she had 10 of those in the first quarter.
The numbers are, look, 27-25 edge for Oshkosh. Turnovers, big difference there. So you look at those numbers and take a look at the Titans huddle there. And 4-point difference in this one. What do you think Washington Lee needs to do here to turn things around against the Titans?
Well, they're not that far out. And the weird thing is they've been down 7, 8, 9 points at one point. But you just kind of look at it, and it was 7 points on the biggest lead. Get a stop here on the first possession. Turn it into a score, and you're kind of on your way, because if you can do that, it's a one-possession ball game.
Titans will have the basketball first, and inbounds pass. Casey Vale will toss it in.
I think Vale, if she plays more minutes, that's what we talked about in the first half, but she didn't play that many minutes, just 9.
Jorgensen shot just a little bit short. Rebound, Van Diver.
I really think, though, that Hannah Malik is the key to this for the Generals.
With the basketball, out front is Freckles. She'll get it over to Malik. With it is O'Connor. Slicner tries to go inside. Van Diver will come up with a loose ball. O'Connor's shot way off target, and the rebound comes down to Oshkosh.
She settled there. Couldn't realize she couldn't get to the basket, and just kind of settled for what the best thing she could get was.
With the ball is Sarah Hardwick, freshman, over to the right side. It goes to Douglas. The senior takes it in, and she'll get the shot. Ava Douglas. Just kind of feels like she's going to take control of this. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, she averages 9. She's got 9, and the lead back to 6.
Generals looking to get a score here. They're down by 6. Malik.
See, I don't want to say they're nearing make or break possessions, because we're just opening the third quarter, but they're kind of getting that way, where if they get down 10.
Slicer's shot no good. She had to put it up because of the shot clock. Rebound comes down to Van Diver, and the Generals will reset their offense. O'Connor in the wing. Looks inside. Gets it to roll. Grace O'Connor.
It's her 4th point, brings it back to 4. But you look at the composition of that defensive set, the way it went. You cannot let 10 for Washington and Lee and Elka Pretchel touch the ball, because she will straight fill it up. That's the young lady that broke the 3-point record of her teammate this year.
Douglas with the basketball. Gets it to the corner. That's Jorgensen. Shot no good. Vale is going to tip it back out, and Jorgensen will regain control.
That's about as good as you can run that little triangle set on the low block, though. Draw everybody in and then throw over the top to get a shot in the corner.
Out front it goes Douglas. Inside finds number 3 Hardwick, and Hardwick is got her
and she's trying to
first pass of the night.
On the other side, Coach Clancy to her troops. That's why you go straight up.
Inside, Slicner. She is one fine player. 8 points.
And again, she's a freshman. Although at this point, they say, you're beyond your class in the NCAA tournament.
Douglas looks inside. There's going to be a whistle, a foul. That's going to go against, I think, number 10, Elka Preckle.
I like the leadership, though, for Sarah Hardwick for Oshkosh, because she immediately pointed out to, I believe it was Kate Hummel, and said, you can't continue to try to work in there like that. They came after me, hit the screener on the other side.
And it's going to be foul on number 10. That's Elka Preckle one more time. It'll be her 2nd here in just a matter of seconds.
About 3 of them. Not even game seconds, like actual seconds.
Inside, Vale off the glass. Shot no good, and Van Diver will clear the boards this time.
It's good defense.
O'Connor. Slicner out front. In the wing it goes to Freckle. Now down low it goes. Going to be tipped away by Vale. Nice defensive play as Hummel will bring it up court. They'll move it to the right side, and Douglas. Into the lane goes Hummel. Boy.
It's 3 in less than a minute.
That's 3 quick ones, and off the bench.
Sophia Feigelson. Watch the hammer be dropped here. You look at number 10 and you say, well, she might not be that big. But she kind of laid the smack down. It is Friday night, after all.
Zimmerson and Feigelson into the lineup for Washington and Lee. At the free throw line will be Kate Hummel. She'll connect.
You know, kind of wise beyond her years. 1,000-point scorer in high school, but it stuck out to me in her bio. She's a huge fan of Ferris Bueller.
Second free throw also good.
Just makes her a smart young lady.
84% free throw shooter on the year. Try to get it inside to Schleissner. She'll lose it. And Hummel will bring it up court. Hummel looks to the right side. That's where she's going to go, and into the lane. Blocked by Schleissner. Unable to slice through that one was Hummel.
You're going to play Mama Said Knock You Out. That's kind of where that one came from. My goodness. It's almost like she set it up. She said, come on, come down here. You see the replay. Watch her just waiting for it. And she just...
McGinnis into the Washington and Lee lineup.
All she did was a Matumbo finger wag.
Forney out front, number 11 into the lineup for the Titans. Inside it goes to Jorgensen. Back out to Douglas. Shot clock under 10. Moved by Douglas, and there's the basket. Ava Douglas.
Her second of the quarter, 11th overall.
Into double digits. Titan lead at 8. Feigelson. Back over to the right side. Inside the lane goes Malik. She'll draw the foul, and that's going to go against number 5, Ava Douglas.
Wisconsin Oshkosh foul is on number 5.
That's her second.
Douglas. That's her second.
Goes to show you how they're going to call the rest of this game now. A little tighter, I think, than what it was earlier.
Inside. Schleissner shot no good. And it's going to be Oshkosh basketball.
Schleissner had the right idea. Just couldn't smack that one back over the top. 12 rebounds, 3 blocks for her in this ball game.
Douglas.
I still can't get over, again, and if you haven't seen Ohio Northern play, they have a point guard named Bryn Serban that Ava Douglas in the biggest way reminds me of her game. They just kind of overlap one another. Their stop and go, their readability.
Feigelson for 3. Shot no good. Rebound comes down to Hummel. Up court, there's the lead to Douglas.
Got her again.
Schleissner with the block. Have to double check the number of blocks she has. 4 as foul is going to go against number 3. That'll go against Hardwick.
It is a block party.
Got a media timeout. 4:41 to go. Our score: Wisconsin Oshkosh 38, Washington and Lee 30. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports. Call, and Oshkosh coach Brad Fisher not necessarily happy with that last foul.
Yeah, I think there's been a couple of fouls in the second half that he hasn't been happy about. His folks are probably going to be tweeting us and hitting us up on social media, telling us exactly where they are. There you see, right there. You can use the hashtag NKTNCAA and find out. I'm sure a lot of folks from Wisconsin right now trying to stay warm, eating some cheese. I love cheese curds, so if you want to send some to Ada, I'll be okay with that.
But you like most things.
I had some really good ones one time. I did it at a tournament, a baseball tournament in Toledo. There was a team from out near where Wisconsin Oshkosh is, and the lady owned a cheese factory, and she brought me some because they heard me talking about it. So I'm trying to will that into existence.
Well, good luck on that. Sarah Zimmerman, who's out of Cincinnati, Ohio, by the way, at the free throw line.
As my friends call it, Northern Kentucky. Ooh.
And she gets both of them. Country Day graduate.
She might have been able to drive about 3/4 of the way back home just on that shot.
And Douglas will bring it up court.
That's a CCD team, by the way, that beat Fort Loramie last year in the local tournament here in Ohio.
Douglas, short, wants to go inside, loses balance, and Slicer will take it.
You thought Coach Fisher was upset before.
He thinks there's a foul on that one.
I thought she slipped.
Ball goes inside, up and in, and that's number 5. Sarah Zimmerman with the bucket.
So back-to-back points for her and a 4-point differential. I love the guy in the cowboy hat, by the way, at the top of the screen in the middle. I've noticed him sitting over there for a while. He's repping the Titans with his cowboy hat.
Jorgensen will shoot the 3. Shot off the iron. Rebound comes down to Slicer. Straight up court. Feigelson. Inside Slicer. Slicer wants to make the move. And number 11, Allison Forney, is going to be called for the foul.
Hey, you can also hit us up at NK Telco Sports on Twitter. That's where we are. But a lot of things going on this weekend. It's a big weekend for NCAA tournaments.
Basketball inbounded. Generals going to turn it over.
It's kind of an unforced thing. They were able to move the ball. They were patient. They were coming around the top, coming back over, tried to throw through the heart of the defense, and just gave it away.
11 turnovers for Washington and Lee as Oshkosh with the basketball. 4-point lead. There's the bucket. Hummel with the basket as she sneaks inside. Nice assist, and it's a 6-point Titan lead.
Had to make her nervous, though. Just sort of hung on the rim about whether that was going to go down. I think that Oshkosh is pretty much sold out on the low post. They know where the Generals want to go with the basketball.
Feigelson inside. Short jumper. No good. Ball tipped by Slicer again. Second rebound, no good. Shot clock reset. Feigelson will have it out front. Slicer with the basketball. Into the lane she goes. She'll draw the foul. Oh, she'll travel. Takes the extra step.
I think that was a chicken and an egg play.
In the lineup for Wisconsin, Oshkosh, number 30.
Half the people are not going to believe that. You know, Washington Lee was actually started. It's one of the oldest colleges in the country. It was actually Augustana College when it started. Some guy named George Washington gave him some money.
Then they hired Robert Lee to be president.
Well, he was broke. He needed a job. And that's kind of a cool thing. One of the oldest, I think it's one of the 7 oldest colleges. Oh, what a block. Again, left hand. I think Slicer's not going to like this foul, but it's a good call. She sort of took a wicked swing with her left hand after the block. Just a little too far on the carry through.
That's her first, and back into the lineup will come Catherine Van Diver. Let's take a look at it one more time on our replay.
This will be the block here. Free throw up and good.
Casey Vale standing at the free throw line. Number 1 rebounder in the WIAC, Wisconsin Intercollegiate Conference.
Easy for you to say.
Easy.
So I tried to say WIAC about 5 times earlier and it wouldn't come out right. And this is a team in Oshkosh that, again, is coming off of a loss, and you see kind of what they've learned. They've been better offensively.
And the Generals will turn it over. Jorgensen leads Hardwick. She'll draw the foul and go to the line.
I think the reason for that foul is the extra little dribble by Hardwick. When she went to the floor, or when she put it down on the floor, it allowed the defense to get closer to her. And I can't say it cost her that basket, but she didn't get as clean of a look at it.
Hardwick at the line. She'll connect.
Big fan of peanut butter and jelly, I read in their bio. And I thought, who isn't? But then it begs the question, strawberry or grape?
Second free throw, a little bit too strong, and a rebound to Zimmerman.
Which I believe has to be strawberry.
Generals down by 9 points.
And that's what I was talking about earlier. They entered those, they needed plus possessions, and it just sort of kept going the other way.
Malik, she's going to lose it. Douglas with the steal.
It's the 6th turnover of the half. Schleisner, by the way, has 15 rebounds to go with her 5 blocks.
Douglas with the basketball. Back out front it comes to Vale. Osterman over to Jorgensen. Inside Vale. Turnaround, left-handed shot. Casey Vale.
Vale started that up top with the basketball and then continued to work her way through. Got away, screened away, went to the block, got the basket.
Timeout. Washington and Lee are score. Wisconsin Oshkosh 45, Washington and Lee 34. 30-second timeout, so we will keep it right here and remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Crown Equipment Corporation, NKT Productions, and NK Telco bring you today's game. Replays of today's NCAA Division III women's basketball tournament action on NK Telco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Monday, March 20th at 6 p.m. Saturday, March 25th at 2 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports.
Hey, shout out to Nikki Sutter watching back in Oshkosh on the big screen. Look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. That court looks good on TV.
Very good.
I've always been a huge fan of this court anyways. They're also cheering loud and proud from different parts of Wisconsin. And I believe this other one from the gentleman with the JD means that he's here.
There you see Brad Fisher talking with his team. Nice look inside the Titan huddle. Well, 11-point lead, Washington and Lee forced to take the timeout to stop some really heavy momentum that Oshkosh is building here as we move to the end of quarter number 3.
I was actually most fascinated by the conversation between the head coach and Christine Clancy and the assistant and Aaron Hughes that was going on at midcourt, because she was either showing her a new technique of how to get low on a limbo pole or how she felt maybe that last foul was drawn inaccurately. Speaking of fouls.
And a player control foul goes against Washington and Lee. Number 33, Catherine Vandiver with the foul.
It's an important final minute here. If you're Washington and Lee, you need to at least get a stop on the front half of this. If Oshkosh can get a basket going to the 4th.
And there's going to be a foul in the backcourt. That'll go against number 14, Quinn McGinnis. Anna Dorda, number 22, into the lineup.
That'll be the 5'7" senior's first opportunity in this game, but you're getting later in the game and obviously last game of the year for somebody that you have to maybe expand your roles a little bit and expand your roster.
And Douglas at the free throw line.
She's hit 1 of 3 today.
Connects on that free throw.
Last time she scored, it was 32-26.
12-point Titan lead. Douglas into double figures with 12 points. Foul away from the basketball. That's going to go against Douglas.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't see the front part of it. All I saw from my vantage point with Coach Clancy standing in front of me was Schleisner laying on the floor, looking up at the official, kind of dog-eared with a smile on her face. So, you saw that? Okay. Thank you.
Malik with the basketball. Slicener, top of the key. She'll go inside. Turnaround jumper, shot no good. Rebound comes down to Dorda. Inside, Vandiver, move, shot no good. Dorda will have it. Shot clock at 14 seconds. Inside, Vandiver, and she'll get the basket. Just pounding it inside, 10-point lead for Oshkosh. Jorgensen into the lane. Back out front. Hardwick for three at the buzzer. That's going to end our third quarter play. Wisconsin-Oshkosh, 46. Washington and Lee, 36. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Together, leading.
Wisconsin-Oshkosh will carry a 10-point lead into the fourth quarter of action. Washington and Lee will have the basketball first.
Hey, shout out to the OAC commissioner, too, by the way. Obviously, a highly vested interest in how this weekend turns out here in Ada.
Yeah, lots of OAC teams in it, lots of WIAC teams in it as well.
Offensive, 3 seconds. They've also got Marietta and John Carroll in action. Look at the points. Here's one for you. You want to know how this game's going right now? Oshkosh leads 46-36 with just 20 seconds going in the fourth. They are leading 28-18 in the paint and 17-0 off points off turnovers. As a 3 in for Genesee. 17-0.
Wow.
And Jorgensen just extended the lead with her 14th point.
And that's going to be an offensive foul. It's on Malik. An unbelieving Malik, but Hardwick will inbound it in Oshkosh. 13-point lead.
That weird thing they never ask you if you agree with it. I want someone from Washington and Lee to let me know, but if I could be a part of the Cadaver Society. Apparently it's a secret thing on campus. It's not a secret if Mike Hearn knows about it, but you could tweet me or use the hashtag NKTNCAA.
Almost shot no good. Slicener with a rebound.
She's so good in the open floor.
She's going all the way. Shot no good, and out of bounds. That Vandiver with the shot on the backside.
Folks from Washington and Lee across the way from us, they're less than thrilled right now. It's a conversation about screens from the bench over here.
Outside shot, Slicener, no good.
Looked good when it left, but an offensive foul.
Washington and Lee foul is number 5, Sarah Zimmerman. That's her third, team second of the quarter.
Titans with the basketball. They'll bring it up court. 13-point lead, 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go in this one. First round of NCAA Division III basketball action from Ohio Northern University. Jorgensen with the basketball, looks inside for Vale. Back out to Hummel, who gets it inside. Now they go back out to Jorgensen, shot no good. Dorda with the rebound.
Sarah Hardwick was in the corner saying, continue to swing the ball. They did not.
Out front is Malik. Malik will shoot the three. Shot no good. And Slicener with the bucket.
Bigger story, another rebound.
Got 10 points.
That's her team's first of the half. Or sorry, first of the quarter.
Outside Jorgensen, they leave her alone. Shot no good. Slicener with a rebound.
Let me ask you a question though. Oshkosh has 608 threes coming into today. They've obviously been a very good three-point shooting team. They've hit 4 in this game. But with an 11-point lead right now, do you think it's wise that they continue to kind of go out to that when they've had success slashing and working their way inside?
Good question. Of course, Jorgensen was wide open. as Hummel will bring it up court.
But this is what I was talking about earlier on, about continuing to push and just kind of trip at the lead of force Oshkosh to shoot further and further and just work inside, take some time on the other end.
Inside the lane, Hummel shot comes right back out to Hardwick.
A good defensive play, though, by Vandiver.
Jorgensen's going to have to shoot it. Shot no good, and Schleichner with a rebound.
See, now you're getting back to half the score territory. Man, she's quick end-to-end with the ball, though. You don't see many bigs that are that quick with the ball.
Inside, Vandiver back out front. And it's going to be a blocking foul as Sarah Zimmerman goes inside and draws the foul. It's going to go against Jenna Jorgensen. That'll be her first. And Ava Douglas back into the lineup.
See Douglas, the spark plug for this team. It's kind of a different offense with her sitting on the bench. Doesn't have that same pop. And maybe that's the change of what I was just saying about working from outside, or her ability to slash inside. This coach is having a long conversation, and Zimmerman puts down her third of 3 free throws.
Zimmerman, she'll connect.
I know who brought the rain now. That ball hit a cloud.
76% free throw shooter on the season, Zimmerman.
It's all of a sudden a 3-possession game.
Jorgensen cuts inside. Schleichner with the steal. Going in for the bucket. She'll
Gotta get a timeout.
score.
You gotta get a timeout. That's her 6th point of the quarter. And I know Coach Fisher has had a lot of success, and I'm not going to question him, but
there is the timeout. And with 6:18 to go here in this one, Wisconsin-Oshkosh 49, Washington and Lee 44. And you are watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Ohio multiple worker.
6:18 to go in this one. Oshkosh up by 5 and had a pretty big lead there. What was it, 12, 13? And Washington and Lee sliding back into this one down by 5. And you noted it before, a little inside and out game that was going on has kind of suddenly disappeared for Wisconsin-Oshkosh.
well, and we just talked about it during the break. We'll see what happens with Ava Douglas coming back in, because I think that with her being on the bench for the last couple of minutes, she's going to need to be effective. A couple first points, or points to paint have come out almost even, by the way. It's a 6-point run for WLU. They're leading bench points, and that lead that was 13, like you said, is now down to 5. Almost 25 minutes to 4, the differential with the lead for Oshkosh.
Douglas with the basketball. Malik will be on her. Looks inside. There's Vale. Puts the shot up. No good. Schleichner with a rebound. She'll dump it off to Zimmerman. Back out to Malik for 3. And shot off the front of the iron. Dorda somehow got in there and got a hand on it, and also drew the foul, I believe, on Hummel.
That's the possession, or I would say closer to the possession. It was a heat check shot. If you're Hannah Malik, you've hit 70 threes on the year, and in the last 2 years, you've hit 145 of them. That was, I can get this done.
Schleichner, turnaround shot, no good. Vandiver puts it up and in.
She's got 4 points in the game, but a chance to make it a 2-point game.
Vandiver will step to the free throw line.
55 of 85 on the year. Again, a team that 68%, and they're the worst of the 2, which is a pretty good number.
She'll connect, and Wisconsin-Oshkosh lead now has only 2 points. 49-47 on the John and Tony's Restaurant scoreboard.
It's got to be a good possession. I think you're entering whatever your best set is, whatever your best play is here if you're Oshkosh.
Osterman.
Probably wasn't it.
Slicer is just so aggressive after the basketball.
I think it's the fact that she's insanely smart because she's just jumping every single lane. And by the way, Coach didn't play soccer at Brandeis. She played basketball, but that was a pretty good kick. She's also apparently a master orator because she's having a full-on debate. And Slicer just said, "That's fine. It was off of them, not me."
So 12 seconds on the shot clock. Wisconsin Oshkosh with the basketball. Osterman with it. Takes it to the corner. Douglas. Jorgensen will shoot with 4 seconds on the shot clock. And who else but Slicer with the rebound. Down the court.
18 of them.
18 rebounds. Going to be a player control foul.
And this is the last thing you want because that's number 50. And Slicer down on the floor, having to be helped up with about 5 minutes to go. She's not going to let them come out and check her because she would then have to immediately come out. Smart play. 14 points, 18 rebounds, 6 blocks, and at least a couple of steals. I still think
incredible 19 rebounds.
I still think on this play, maybe Vale has to come up and run a screen to try to free Ava Douglas. This ball has to go to Douglas for me.
Inside the lane, Hummel shot no good. Gorda with the rebound.
Oh, Will just spun the wrong way, I think.
To the corner and Zimmerman. Malik out front, but they'll get it to Van Diver.
Well, it looked like Malik kind of got knocked off her screen as she was coming across.
There's the steal. Douglas, she'll pull it back out. Surveys the court. Resets it as the Titans will work the basketball. Hardwick inside. Looking for Jorgensen, but that's a turnover by the Titans.
Hardwick had the right idea. She had Jorgensen open underneath the basket. Just too much sauce on the throw downhill. I'll tell you what, the way these teams battle, it's a shame somebody's got to go home tonight.
McGinnis with the basketball as they can take the extra step. That'll be a Washington and Lee turnover.
Slicer turned to the assistant coach, and she mouthed the word travel inquisitively, and she just said, "Be strong," which I think was code for yes.
Douglas with the ball, looking for the wing, but that's another turnover. Here comes Slicer. Slicer going to go inside, puts it up, and we are tied with 4:10 to go in this one at 49 all.
Beautiful little Euro step there. She had a 2-on-1. She decided it was easier to cross and run on her own.
Vale with the basketball.
Remember, this was a 13-point lead.
Shot pops in and out.
It was a 1-on-3.
Zimmerman with it for the Generals.
Somebody's going to fire one up here.
Slicer back over to Dorda. Back over to Zimmerman.
Can't believe it wasn't her.
Shot no good, but it comes back down to McGinnis.
And McGinnis hit the floor hard. I don't know. When she came through a pile, she either hit a leg or her head on the floor. I didn't see it. The foul is going to be on Ava Douglas, though.
That'll be Douglas's fourth.
I think right now that McGinnis is asking questions about, yeah, they're going to check her out. She hit, and when she got up, she sort of looked at Slicer of, where are we? She said Ada, Ohio. She said, I'm sorry? That doesn't sound right.
Malnick will come back into the game and shoot some free throws.
All this orange? This doesn't look like home.
Malnick at the line, 2 shots.
Malnick will shoot the free throws, and this one a little bit short, trying to break the deadlock.
Coach Fisher and Coach Clancy having a full-on conversation. Coach Fisher said, why is this girl at the line? I said, Coach, she was injured. He said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that she had to come out.
Washington and Lee with 3.5 minutes to go, taking a 1-point lead.
Again,
Douglas.
Best and brightest set.
Jorgensen back over to Vale. Vale wants to go inside. Back out. Jorgensen for 3. Shot no good. Rebound to Zimmerman.
It wasn't a bad set. Just the basket is closed from 3 right now.
Malik.
Oshkosh is 4 of 20.
Out front to Zimmerman. Out to Malik. Gorda gets it to Zimmerman. Puts it on the floor. Van Diver looks for Schleichner. Turnaround jumper no good. And the rebound comes down to Hardwick, and Wisconsin Oshkosh can regain the lead. They're going to take a timeout. Full timeout with 2:39 to play in regulation. Washington and Lee 50. Wisconsin Oshkosh 49. You're watching college basketball. Generals 22-6 overall on the season.
The school record 22-6.
That is correct. School record 22-6. Third NCAA tournament appearance on the heels of 7 straight wins to finish the season out.
Washington and Lee on the second straight tournament appearance. Their 3rd overall. They have not won an NCAA tournament game. Lost to NYU last year by 10, 71-61. You see in the background there the host, Ohio Northern Polar Bears, making their entrance to the gym, getting ready to take on Berea College, who are sitting across the way as well.
Lots of great basketball here at Ohio Northern University. Wisconsin Oshkosh with the ball. Inside it goes to Vale. Looks like we're getting a little different look from the Generals, and Vale will come up with a big basket. She's got 11 points.
You know, we've seen crazy finishes in this building already this year during the regular season for the host Polar Bears, but it feels like we're heading towards that now.
51-50. Titans with the lead. Foul will go against Zimmerman.
Should go to the line.
Or Zimmerman will go to the line. Excuse me.
The worst part is it was a blow to the head.
That's her 2nd at the line.
Foul will go against Jorgensen.
Zimmerman 19 of 25 coming into today, but she's hit now all 5. Last time she scored, it was a 6:45. She hit those 2 free throws to cut the lead to 7.
For the lead, and there it is.
I did not think that was going in when it left her hand.
I'm not sure it even hit the net. Free throw is good, and the Generals have a 1-point lead. Hummel with it out front. Back over to Jorgensen. Vale goes to the left. They'll go back out to Douglas. Douglas wants to work the lane and does so, up and in. Ava Douglas.
That's what I was trying to illustrate earlier on about her stop and go ability. She can lose defenders.
She has 14. Her team has a 1-point lead. Schleichner will score. Draws the foul.
Just 10 in the quarter. By the way, 21 rebounds and 6 blocks.
Wisconsin Oshkosh follows.
My goodness. She's 2 rebounds away from tying her career high. She's a freshman earlier this year.
She'll connect on the free throw. 19 points. And as Michael said, 21 rebounds.
And 6 blocks. That's the most impressive part for me.
Just in a normal day's work. Timeout, Wisconsin Oshkosh. Minute 24 to play, 20 seconds in the shot clock. Ball will be inbounded underneath the Wisconsin Oshkosh basket. 30-second timeout. I'd like to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Crown Equipment Corporation, NKT Productions, and NK Telco, all bringing you college basketball from Ohio Northern University. And if you're a NK Telco subscriber, you can watch tonight's tournament game on NK Telco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Monday, March 20th at 6 p.m. and Saturday, March 25th at 2 p.m. And you can watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. And down to the wire we go, Michael. Another close one.
There you see the young ladies from Berea College. You can use the hashtag NKTNCAA to reach out, tell us where you're watching and who you're rooting for. I imagine the folks from Wisconsin are probably rooting for Oshkosh. There you see the winner plays either Ohio Northern or Berea College, both ranked in the top 25 in the last AP poll.
Jorgensen gets it inside to Hardwick. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to stay Wisconsin-Oshkosh basketball.
Not a ton of argument from this side. Coaching staff just said that's fine. Kind of nutmegged her. But I would be surprised not a give and go with Douglas. Give it right back to her.
Vale is going to work the baseline. She'll lose it out of bounds.
Going off her foot. That's why I thought it was going to be a handoff coming right back.
Washington and Lee, 2-point lead. A minute 15 to go on the John and Tony's Restaurant scoreboard. Malik. Slicner in the lane. Jump shot doesn't go. Rebound comes down to Hummel.
Shout out to John. He says, I'm not there, but I would storm the court no matter who wins this game.
Got a whistle.
And
foul.
Offensive foul.
It's going to go against Casey Vale. 55 seconds on the clock. Washington and Lee with the basketball.
It's a heck of a way to open up tournament play, though, hosting this pod here in Ada.
Van Diver. Malnick with the basketball. Dorda with it. Van Diver back over to Dorda. Dorda looking inside.
It's as if you are looking away from the one thing that you want to ultimately go to here.
Shot clock is at 5 seconds.
Malik got nailed for that reach out. She just sort of pushed off. She knew she was going to have to get up a quick shot with a shot clock down around 5. Just try to create a little extra space.
Shot clock is off. Coming down the stretch, 2-point lead. Washington and Lee, 55-53. Vale back over to Douglas. Douglas. Jorgensen now with the basketball. And it'll be a foul in the backcourt. Foul will go against Zimmerman. That's going to be her 4th.
I laugh because there was a question of, you haven't called that the whole game. And now we're going to start calling these things with 14 seconds?
Jorgensen. A little bit short on the free throw.
See, now here's the question. 14 seconds, you're down by 2. Do you miss this intentionally, or do you try to make it a 1-point game, get a quick steal or a foul? Because you're under the limit.
Second free throw is strong, and the rebound's going to come down to Hardwick, but it goes out of bounds, and Washington and Lee will have the basketball. They'll take the timeout. They'll take a 30-second timeout. Make sure they understand where the basketball will be inbounded. That's head coach Christine Clancy making the double check as the Generals go to the huddle, and Washington and Lee with 12.9 seconds. We've seen it a lot of times, Michael. 12 plus seconds can be an eternity in especially women's basketball, college basketball.
I would be surprised, and this is just based on my own thought, if the ball is going to have to come from the left end and you're going to have to go the entire length of the court, or at least get it in if you're Washington and Lee, that Vale is, if she's not on the ball at 6'1", either she or 6-foot Sarah Hardwick, I'd be shocked. Because if you can deny, maybe force a 5-second call here, that would be monstrous, and I'm not quite sure. I think we're almost out of timeouts on both sides. There it is. If I only looked at the handy-dandy graphic. They're on it in the truck, guys.
There it is. Malnick will inbound it.
Oh, sorry, I forgot it moves up.
Yes, that's women's basketball. That's one reason you take some of these timeouts. Malnick inside to Slicer and is going to be fouled by...
No, she stepped on the line.
Stepped on the line when she caught the initial pass. So that'll be a turnover, and Christine Clancy trying to plead her case for Washington and Lee, but to no avail. So Wisconsin Oshkosh with 11.4 seconds will have the basketball.
But now, here we go. Here's my question again. This is probably another 30-second timeout. It's a strategy timeout. You know you have 11.4 seconds of your Oshkosh. You're going to inbound from midcourt across the way. Where do you go? Because your free throw or your three-point shooting in this second half has not been overly great. You're 4 for 21 as a whole. Jorgensen is one of your go-tos. She's 2 for 9. Hardwick's 0 for 4. Vale's 1 for 1, but your scoring on the night has come from Ava Douglas on that little dribble drive step. She can get to the basket in a hurry, but do you trust that when she gets there that the bigs are not just going to try to smack her to the floor?
And if she does get a shot off and would miss, the rebound's coming down to Washington and Lee, most likely because of the two big guys, big players in the middle for Washington and Lee. And my goodness, you know, Slicer with 21 rebounds that's a lot of rebounds.
Well, and Van Diver's got 8. That's 29 rebounds between the two of them, as you see ONU and Berea College on the right and left respectively getting ready. I still have got to believe that Douglas is going to create something, and I just for some reason think this is going to go to Jorgensen, number 4. She'll be on the left high wing. Hummel will be in the corner.
Here we go. Douglas with the basketball. Hummel is in the corner. Ball goes to Jorgensen for 3. There it is. Jenna Jorgensen. 3 seconds remaining. It's nothing but net. 17 points for Jenna, and the senior connects.
Watch enough basketball. It's a good screen. I don't know if we have to replay this, but the way that this breaks down, Jorgensen kind of comes high, fakes like she's going to go down, and when you'll see the basketball come across, that one in the bottom of the bucket, but watch where this play starts. All right, you pretty much know it. All right, here we go. Slip behind a good double screen. Wham.
Knocks it home. Lots of happiness on the Wisconsin Oshkosh bench as Jorgensen connects.
Now remember, we just had this play about 10 or 12 seconds ago. The exact thing that's going to go. I know that it's got to be one of two things. Either Sluicer's going to try to get the basketball or set a screen here. And I would believe that I would go to Hannah Malnick, because she's been about as good as you can be in the first half. Feigelson's got a made 3. That came in the first, but it might be almost the exact same play on the other side.
Gorda is going to inbound the basketball. Slicer standing top of the key. Malnick at the free throw line. They're going to Slicer. Puts the shot up and travels. 1 second left, takes a step. Wisconsin Oshkosh with a 1-point lead.
That's not a bad play, though, on design, because you have two options there. Malnick went low, sort of created that cross screen. When she came back up top, the lob opened on the backside. You have to come down with it, though, is the only problem.
Inbounds pass, and that's going to be the game. And Wisconsin Oshkosh will move on to the second round, play the winner of the Ohio Northern Berea game on Saturday at 7:30.
It's a well-designed play coming out of that timeout on both sides. Just kind of one of those oddities that's a play under review right now. They're looking at did the foul occur before the time ran out. I thought it was about 0.2 or 0.3 with time on the clock. They're going to explain. to Oshkosh apparently gets time. They will put time on the clock. Oshkosh will have to go to the line. So they will walk end to end. And it'll be the loneliest free throws for Kennedy Osterman. Osterman is 31 of 34 as you see the officials. I don't have the look at this, but if I had to guess, the clock would be about 0.3. But the odd thing is they called the foul before. They asked if, so there's no time off. There's no time left. So the foul occurred as it was going. There's the explanation about whether they can turn the light off. Coach Casey's asking the officials, could one of you please come talk to me? It's kind of an awkward ending to a game that has been so good, but it says 0 on the clock, and you see Kennedy Osterman trying to knock down the free throws, and Coach Casey's explaining or asking, could you please explain this to me?
Osterman gets one more.
The explanation about the basketball touched the black line. So the 2 free throws are both up and good, and that is a 58-55 win. An oddity to a very good game as we get a chance here in just a second. Dave will talk to Wisconsin Oshkosh head coach Brad Fisher, who again is now 10 for 10, not counting the COVID year, of winning 20 games. It's now 20-8 for Oshkosh as Washington Lee bows out with a school record 22 wins and 7 losses. It does not necessarily mar this game, but a heck of a comeback for Washington Lee, who trailed by 13 at one point, and a fired up Wisconsin Oshkosh group as they get to stay here in Ada for another night and take on the winner of Berea College and Ohio Northern University tomorrow evening here. Coach Fisher making his way over to have some words with Dave.
Stand right there. Okay. Say we're with Wisconsin Oshkosh head coach Brad Fisher. And Coach, the game-winning play, what was the thoughts and your strategy behind that?
You know, it was a rough quarter for us. We got tight. You know, they made a run, and we were playing well, real well. And, you know, so we got to the end, and it was kind of the point where we didn't get a lot of clean looks around the rim with their big kid down there blocking shots. So we just kind of felt like we're going to give our seniors a chance to decide it. And it was a senior to a senior on the pass, and we did a really good job setting the screen. And I'm really happy for Jenna that she knocked it down.
As you look at tomorrow night, what would you like to see your team do better?
You know, we're a young team, and we lost some poise there in the fourth quarter, and it's going to be a ruckus crowd if Ohio Northern wins, and we're going to have to handle our poise a lot better tomorrow night, or we're going to have a really hard time. So, you know, I hope if you can get your lessons from wins, it feels a lot better. So we're going to talk about it right now, and we're going to be happy we won, and then we've got to figure out how we can come back, and whoever it is, beat a really good team tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Coach. Wisconsin Oshkosh and moves on here in the first round of the NCAA Division III tournament at Ohio Northern University. You're watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.
Connected to Adtel.
It's with candidates at Crowder. You
With the Titans tournament hopes alive as they'll move on to the second round against the winner of tonight's Ohio Northern Berea game. Let's take a look at our final numbers, Michael. And I thought Coach Fisher had some interesting answers to those questions here just a few moments ago.
Yeah, and you look, 22 of 71 for his team from the field. They got the big 3 when it counted. 18 of 58 for the Generals. But the numbers that jump out, look, 52 rebounds. And can we just spend a second? Oshkosh led by 13 at 9:35 in the fourth. And they end up having to, it really comes down to one possession. The 2 free throws at the end are sort of weird and irrelevant. And there's some folks on Twitter using the hashtag NKT NCAA that really disagree with the calls. But can we just talk about Mary Schleissner for a second? 21 rebounds, 19 points to go along with 6 blocks. I mean, if that's not a star-making performance, I don't know what is. She's a freshman, by the way. But 23 turnovers kind of does the Generals in. They had a slew of them in the second half. They shot not great. Their fourth quarter was the best. They went 0 for 4 from 3, but 6 of 15, as you see some shots coming up from Hannah Malik. A couple of weird plays at the end of the ball game. Some things that maybe don't go well. The big turnover, though, is the 23 turnovers and a 25-4 run on points off turnovers for Oshkosh. They get just a 2-point differential in the paint, but remember, that was a big one, and then Schleister took over in the second half, as you see one of the blocks that she made, and just a heck of a ball game. And really, how about Washington Lee? I mean, they bow out, but a school record 22 wins. Just came up against a team that made plays when they really needed to, and that 3, they hadn't hit one in, I think, a quarter and a half, if I remember right, for Oshkosh. And then just Jorgensen. Everybody go home now. Thank you.
Yeah, Jenna Jorgensen had interesting that Coach Fisher said, let's let the senior decide it, and the senior did decide it, connecting the game-winning 3 there with just seconds left in this one.
I'd like to watch these teams play about 10 more times.
It was a great basketball game, hard fought, and it's like Schleisner is one of those talents that come along just in maybe generationally almost, because you never see a player that size run the court like she did, and she's still young, as you noted. There you see Jorgensen with a shot before, and you certainly don't want to underestimate the play of that senior, as Jenna was 17 points overall, and she had 8 rebounds. That's a pretty nice basketball game in the first round of an NCAA Division III tournament as well.
Luxembourg folks are proud of her.
That's right, they certainly are. So the win goes to Wisconsin Oshkosh, and they'll move on, and they'll play the winner of tonight's second game between Berea College, number 25 in the country, and Ohio Northern, number 16. I want to thank you for joining us here on NK Telco Sports, and like to thank our sponsors here tonight, Crown Equipment Corporation, NKT Productions, and NK Telco. Scoreboard sponsor, John and Tony's. Our tournament sponsor, Crown Equipment Corporation. Additional sponsors, Whatever Cards and Games, Four Seasons Drive-Thru, Jalapenos Mexican Grill with locations in Ada and Shawnee, Northwest Ohio Liquidations, Holiday Inn Express in Wapakoneta. And tonight's first game will be replayed on Monday, March the 20th at 6 p.m., Saturday, March the 25th at 2 p.m. on NK Telco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. I'd like to thank our crew here tonight, Mark Bissell, James Miller, Paul Downing, and Kurt Kuffner, our Assistant Director, Jeff Henschen, our Director, Scott Robinson. I'm Dave Helmstetter. With me tonight, Michael Hearn. Wisconsin Oshkosh moves on with a win over Washington and Lee. You are watching college basketball on NK Telco Sports.